Welcome back, everyone. I hope today is treating you well. If you are new here, welcome. And I, Q, of course, have to give a big shout out to all of my subscribers because, again, you are who I make this content for. So while Mr. Hoodoo is downstairs watching football and making us some fire dinner, I decided to record this video. And I have to be honest, I wrestled with whether or not I was going to share this story with you all because some people don't believe in such things and it's their right to do so. But I think that with all of the ways in which women are hated, mistreated, and get taken advantage of, nothing is wrong with women receiving a little bit of uplift, especially in the form of money, gifts, and random gestures of kindness. Now, before I get into this story, I'm going to ask you all a couple of questions. First, have you ever noticed that certain people, especially certain women, seem to not have to work as hard or seem to get treated better or gifted things more than others? Have you ever seen a woman in your workplace receive such treatment? And I'm not talking about people who are brown nosers or people who sleep around and get this treatment. I'm talking about women who seem to get some of the best treatment by simply doing nothing. Is it luck? Was she born with that energy? Is it the Maybelline? What is she doing to bring all the men to the yard and bless her with gifts and good treatment? Better question is, what did I do? I'll tell you what I did after I share my experience of one of the best few months I ever had in a workplace. So, this story takes place in 2017, and please ignore my loud neighbors outside, but this story takes place in 2017. I started working for this particular company in an office setting, and not only was I one of the few women in that office, what's worse is that I was one of only two women working on my specific team. So I got hired there and I was trained in the specifics of my duties by one guy who was a real racist and sexist asshole towards me. So much so that I had to get him moved far away from me to another team, which is another story in itself because it was either I remove him from around me or I was going to end up busting out his car windows or Mr. Hoodoo was going to have words with him. And you don't want to see that. But anyway, after I was trained and got the jerk moved on to another team, I wanted to do what I could to make the next few months in the office go smoothly for me. So I did some thinking, I consulted my magical books, and I bought some fresh herbs, and then I got to work. I made this item, I consecrated it, and I used it daily when I was getting ready for work in the morning. Ladies, ladies, ladies. Talk about being treated well. Yep, that was me being treated well in that office. So, after about a week of applying it, I started receiving random messages on Slack. If you've ever worked in an office, you know Slack is a popular thing to use. I started receiving random messages on Slack from the men on my team. They wanted to check up on me and see if I needed any help. And if I did, they told me to just let them know. So I thanked them and I really didn't think anything of it. Not too long after that, I noticed that many of the guys in the office would come by my desk and make small talk with me. And yeah, some would flirt and just hang around, but this wasn't their normal behavior because by the time I made this magical item, I had been at that company for a few months. And then about a week later, one of the most senior men on my team decided that he wanted to teach me everything he knew. So there were days I'd sit at his desk and he would just ramble on and on and on and tell me about the scope of our work. And then I noticed that another one of the team's most senior members that lived in another state took the liberty of doing a lot of my work for me. Yes, this man would message me and ask me if I had any questions about something I was working on, and then he just did the work for me. And I still got the credit for doing the work. So by then, I realized that what I made and what I was applying was working. Not only this, but I also noticed that the men at work would run to open the doors for me. They would make sure they didn't use profanity around me. And they saw me as an innocent woman that needed protecting, which is good, right? Because we do need protection. But yeah, I knew it was the stuff that I made. So it wasn't just work around the office and opening doors. Remember, I told you about the senior member that decided to teach me everything that he knew? He also decided to take me out to lunch. And he was an Asian man. He didn't really speak much to other people, but he did to me. So he took me out to get pho for the first time. I mean, he took me there riding in his car and everything. He also started making food at his house and bringing it to me for me to eat, just for me. Now, after that, another man on the team decided he wanted to start taking me to lunch. And he always drove me to lunch, paid for our lunch, and everything. And on days that I was stuck working on something, like when the office was really busy, he made sure to bring me food back, whatever I wanted. Then another man on the team started buying me lunch and offering to buy me random things. And I remember one time seeing this one guy ordering food for me to pick up right as he was ordering stuff for his girlfriend. So he's buying stuff for his girlfriend, ordering food for me. Then he go pick up the food and bring it back to me. And then, yes, another man, one of the men that was in a couple of positions below the vice president, started coming by my desk and he started buying me lunch. And even my manager, who was a man, was always standing up for me. And when I tell you that I always had good employee progress reports, your girl had good employee progress reports. Everyone was speaking highly of me. I mean, I was a golden child. And this went on for as long as I applied the stuff, my air quotes. And it wasn't like I was dressing up either. Most days I would go to work in a cute pair of boat shoes, some jeans, and a cute t-shirt. Because in the workplace, at that place, the dress code was casual. It was very relaxed. And then on the days that I did wear a cute dress and wore my hair in a silk press and wore my heels, I couldn't keep the men's away from me. It didn't matter what they were. Black, white, Asian, I couldn't keep them away. I mean, it was a good ride. And, just imagine going to work knowing you don't have to work hard. You don't have to worry about lunch. You don't have to deal with difficult issues. You don't have to deal with customers. You don't have to deal with clients. You don't have to worry about whether or not you're performing to expectations. I mean, you're just literally going to work to hang out, eat good, and go home, right? Your girl was good. I was good. So, like I said, this went on for as long as I applied the stuff, and then I decided to stop applying it because I was literally attracting so much attention from so many different men. And some people may like that. I mean, I'm pretty, I'm gorgeous. You can ask Nyla because Nyla has seen me. But, I don't need men doing random stuff like trying to get my attention on an expressway because, in the Atlanta area, the speed limit is a suggestion. And most of us cruise around, going 80 miles an hour. So I don't need people trying to flag me down, wave me down, et cetera, et cetera. And, it was getting to a point that even some of Mr. Hoodoo's friends were starting to look my way and buy me things. So, I just had to stop because I don't need Mr. Hoodoo trying to jack people up. And of course, once I stopped using it, everyone and everything returned to normal. So I know what some people may think, that this isn't any different because some men just do things like that when they want something from you, which is true. And, some men are nice, which is also true. But we know that out here in the real world, some men are nice and generous, but most are degenerate dusties. And remember that dust can be found in all male groups. The key was that all of these occurrences happened when I used the stuff. See, magic is a lot like science. And when you create something for a specific purpose, you have to test it out and see what the results are. I wanted a smooth ride at work. I wanted to test my magical chops. I wanted to see how I could affect the environment around me, and I did. And it worked. So, what exactly did I do? I made something so simple and unsuspecting, yet potent, that you could leave it sitting around and no one would know what it is or suspect it to be anything other than what you told them it was. I made a spray, a magical spray, and I had it in a little plastic spray bottle, just like the ones that you can get at CVS or Walgreens that are TSA approved. So, I'm going to end this video here before it gets to be too long, and in the next video, I'm going to tell you how I made it, and I'm going to tell you what you need to get if you ever want to make something like this and test it out for yourselves. And I have to say, this product is only for women. It is for biological, natural women. No offense to anyone, but it's for biological women who wish to receive attention from men because the herbs correspond to the natural biology of natural biological women, right? So yeah, that's coming up in the next video, so stay tuned. And before I go, I want to let you all know that on Sunday, October 22nd at 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to have a spirituality and magic open forum. It's a Q&A, a no holds barred, ask me anything space where you are in a safe space to ask me any questions that you want about anything magical related, or ask me anything about any of the works that I've ever done. So I'm going to keep it real in the session like I always do, and I'm going to tell you the truth about this lifestyle, what can really be done, what can't be done. So if you want to join me, please sign up at the link in the description box. If you are in need of a reading, you can sign up at the link in the description box as well. Also, it's not too late to join me tonight for my Hot Like Fire All About Candle Magic session, which is at 9 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. I'll close the sign up an hour before the event. So I'm going to close the sign ups at 8 o'clock p.m. tonight Eastern Time because the event starts at 9. All right, y'all. So what are your thoughts? What did you think about this story? Would you ladies try to make something like this? Let me know in the comments section because I love hearing from you all and I love to interact with you all. So yeah, just let me know what you think. I'm here for it all. I'm open ears to it. As always, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you are enjoying my content so far, I'll see you in the next video. Happy Sunday, everyone. All right.